Hi again, it's me. Thought you would like to see what the kids love the most when they come through the Miners Museum. See this right here? That's dynamite. Yes, it's real dynamite. No, there's nothing in it. The gunpowder and stuff was removed. However, it's very important for you to know this because there's wires here and they end over there, but they were very important because they would take one of these, and one man would have it on against his shoulder and he'd be braced, and there would be one or two people that would turn it. You see how the squares are? They would turn it to try to put a hole into a wall so they could put the dynamite in there. They would stick the dynamite in, bring the lead out as far as they could. They would light it and run like crazy and cover their ears. And it would blow up. And that was sometimes how easy it was for the coal to just blow up and you could just pick it up and put it in there. Also why it was bad because they also got a lot of rock in there. The kids, as I told you that worked, they would go behind and they could go through and pick up more of the coal if there was some left to pick up. But that's why on one side it was good and the other side it was bad. I believe you've already met Fred. I would like to tell you a little bit about Fred, his clothing. This was normal attire, what they wore. Yes, even no matter how hot it was, they had a long sleeve shirt. They had another shirt over top of it. And you notice he's got one of those hats on that I was telling you about. However, something of importance, notice that he has a lantern right here on his belt. Now, that was a very big deal because everything else was given to the miner. However, only men that could save up the money could have a lantern on their belt. They had to go to the company store and buy it. Now, I don't know, I'm not that old, but I know that there was, they could just buy stuff and when they got paid, they could pay off their bill, including something like this lantern. Lanterns were very, very important so that you could see closer of what you did or what you needed to do, like shoveling up the coal. So this was a very important article from the store. As you can see on these shelves, these are things that were bought in the company store. Now, the kids love this because it says 2 Hershey chocolate bars for a penny. They get all excited about that. It's like, sorry, not anymore. They even had ice cream sandwiches. Can you imagine? That had to be a major treat for some kid. But it had syrup. They even had cottage cheese. They had milk that they could pour into their coffee. Or they could mix it with water for babies if they needed to have some sort of formula because they didn't have what they have today. Malted milk. And what I think is funny about this particular thing, made by Coors. Coors beer was not Coors beer, but they made malted milk to add to the condensed canned milk. Add some water, add some chocolate, and yum, I'm good. But that's just me. Down here, that's a lunch pail. That is what a miner would carry. They would stack everything in there, the wife would. The top would have some water or whatever they needed to drink. And that's how they carried it to every day to work in the mines. The guys didn't, unless they were like it was a new mine and they were fairly close to the top, they just sat down on the ground and ate. They did not make a big effort. They just need something to keep on going. And that's what they did. When mining became a big deal back in 1905, let's say, there weren't a lot of people here that knew how to mine. So the company men, remember it's my company men, they went to Europe and they solicited men that knew how to mine from Europe and brought them here. Most of our immigrants from mining came from either Germany or Italy. And that's very important because those are 2 great big countries that love to make wine. This is actually a wine press. In their limited time, the women would have vines to grow grapes. And they would, when they were ripe, this is what they would do. They would make the wine. Kids drank wine, everybody drank wine. It didn't matter. There was no laws back then. But it was very important that they brought their history with them. And these two presses are examples of exactly what they were. They came out of someone's cabins.